morning. So, I've been talking about our new face moisturizer. This is it. It's called Towel and Honey Balm. You want to get it from Based Supplies, BASED Supplies, because there are a lot of fakes going around because it's becoming so popular. We are really liking it. So, you know how we went over our vitamin, the fat soluble? Well, because this is rendered beef fat, it does have vitamin A, D, E, and K in it. And like I said, this is the one that I got for my mom, but I wanted to share with you guys. So if you're interested in getting an all-natural face moisturizer, or people use it for different things, it's really like almost like a waxy consistency, but so far so good with us. We're gonna get it on some more mature skin as well, my mom's skin, and we're gonna see how she likes it. But like I said, there are a lot of fakes that are going around, so you want to get it from basedsupplies.com. And then yesterday we started Hoop of the Month again. We decided to go with the black glittery tubing, which is called Black Diamond if you're looking for it. On our website, the Black Diamond Polypro tubing is 20% off, and on our Etsy it is 15% off. Etsy takes a good bit more in fees than Shopify, so that's why we're encouraging you to come to our website and purchase it. But I figured for spooky season it was the perfect time to put that as our Hoop of the Month. So all month it'll be 20% off on our website. And like I said, the black glittery tubing, it's a different consistency. It's more like rubbery, the tubing, and a little bit more responsive. If you're looking for something new and interesting in the tubing world, if you've been in the market for a long time, this one, the tubing is a different consistency. So I would check it out. It's like I said, Black Diamond Polypro. It's only available in the 5/8 tubing, not the 3/4. But so that'll be all month if you're interested in that. Hi everybody, good morning. So we're just kind of going over our goals for the week. We're trying to get our bodies back to the basics. So I was showing everyone earlier, this is a beef towel. You want to get it from Base Supplies, but it's an all-natural moisturizer. You can understand every ingredient on the bottle, so that is amazing. It has rendered beef fat. You want it to be grass-fed, and then it has like rose and beeswax and other things to help improve the smell, which we don't find the smell as bad at all. This isn't sponsored. This is just us trying to share clean products with each other and bounce ideas off of each other on how to get our bodies back to their purest forms, to try to get away from a lot of the chemicals that we're exposed to every day. Like I said earlier in the week, I didn't even realize that my face lotion was full of chemicals. It's like, it's just everywhere. So does anyone have any ideas on how to prevent chemicals from entering our bodies and ways that we're doing it that we don't even know? Like I said, with the face moisturizer, I was never even considering that. I was thinking of the more harsh stuff, the moisturizer feels gentle, but it's still full of chemicals. So if you guys have any ideas on how you clean up yourself, whether it be, trying to eat better or trying to get off of medication and change it with diet. Diet is so powerful, guys. You are what you eat. So yeah, I know it's a saying, but it's absolutely true. So we want to try to stay more on the whole food side. That's going to be like the produce section. Stay away from box stuff. That'll be highly processed. We want to get an array of color in the produce aisle, because that means you're getting an array of different vitamins and minerals. So that's always important to keep in mind. Just think of like rainbow whenever you're in the produce aisle. And then everyone knows that I am a hooper. I hula hoop for fun. Also make them as my side hustle. So anytime you order a hoop from I Dream of Hoops, it's made by me personally, made with love. But this month we're gonna do Hoop of the Month. I already have it going, so you can go check it out on our website. The black diamond tubing will be 20% off. It's a black glittery tubing, so I figured it'd be perfect for spooky season. And it'll be 15% off on our Etsy. On the website, just add it to your cart for the discount. And then this week I did drop our Turks and Caicos video. We went to Turks and Caicos about a month ago, and it was absolutely stunning, guys. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with Turks and Caicos. It is a British territory, so if you live in the United States, you do have to have a passport, but it's really not a far travel time from the United States if you have access to a major hub like Atlanta or in the Carolinas. Even New York, it's easy to travel to. It's past Florida a little bit, but I'm telling you guys, like, go check out the video. You have never seen water like this in your life. Like, there is a thriving coral reef, so snorkeling was super fun. It was really the highlight of our trip. We stayed at Turtle Cove, which lived up to its name because we ran into quite a few little turtles out there. I say little, they're pretty big actually. But go check out my video on Turks and Caicos. It'll be the last one that I posted, and it's definitely worth your while to do some research and see if that is in the cards for you. So it definitely, like I said, it's a little bit more expensive than a regular beach vacation, but it is worth your while to do some research and see if it's something that you could potentially work out. We've been kind of island hopping since we got married in Jamaica, and the water was so beautiful over there. So then we decided to go to Key West the next year, which was very expensive. Interesting, but I would never really probably go back again. And then we decided to go to Turks and Caicos. There are like a bunch of different islands along the Florida coast, so a lot of people don't think about places like that to travel. But it's literally, like I said, in the middle of the ocean. The water is something to see. It was literally like crystal clear, like the snorkeling. There was no like haze or anything. Like, I mean, you could see perfectly to the bottom. Pretty blue, crystal, like green waters. And everyone was really nice out there. It's island time, so things move a little bit slower. It's a nice change from our busy lives, our normal busy lives, 40 hours a week. Feels like all that there's time for is to work. I don't know, am I the only one that feels that way? Does everyone else work 40 hours a week? I'm really not sure about the pricing compared to the Virgin Islands. The hotels are very expensive in Turks and Caicos, so we went with the Airbnb route. We got definitely more bang for our buck. We got a whole 2-story condo. Like I said, that's on my video. I did a villa tour, so if you want to check it out and see, but the condo really wasn't that expensive compared to a lot of other places. And like I said, the Grace Bay beach is like the #1 beach out there. It is voted the best beach in the world. So that's where most of the hotels will be. We decided to stay on Turtle Cove, which is the best for snorkeling. So depending what you're looking for, we booked with TC Villas, and they were very accommodating. For the most part, the internet service is pretty lacking out there, which was actually pretty fun. It was nice to really disconnect. I didn't turn on my roaming because I really just wanted to disconnect instead of, you know, doom scrolling on my phone in paradise. I was like, let me like really just cut out all the noise and try to relax. So I really enjoyed not having service, to be honest with you, out there. My husband turned on his roaming and had internet the whole time. He's with AT&T, and it was about like $14 a day in roaming charges, so it wasn't that, but I wasn't trying to open up that can of worms because you never know with those phone companies. All the extra fees and taxes, so we used his phone for like the GPS and stuff like that. Whenever we got into our rent-a-car at the airport, our internet wasn't working. We had downloaded an offline map because that's what someone had recommended, but it wasn't updated because we downloaded it too early. So you want to download the offline map a day or two before you leave, so it'll be current and updated. And then when we left the airport, neither one of us had internet access, so we were trying to use the directions on the printout from the place that we were staying, and the road signs were lackluster, to say the least. And we didn't realize that if you would turn on the roaming on your phone, then you would have internet access. So we were like literally like two chickens with our heads cut off. We were trying to, like I said, go off of paper directions, and the signs and stuff like that were, like I said, lackluster, to say the least. So that was a little adventure getting to the condo. So just for some advice, like I said, download the offline map just a day or two before, or even in the airport, you know, on your way there, so it'll be current, so you won't run into that same problem that we did. And also, if you do get to the airport and realize that you don't have internet, just turn on your roaming and you'll have internet access and GPS access, so you can get around the island easier than we did initially. That's also in our video. You can see my husband was kind of shook by driving, so it is definitely a little bit of a culture shock driving on the left side of the road for us, along with driving in a different country. So it's just something to keep in mind. But we really enjoyed ourselves, and we would highly recommend Turks and Caicos to anyone. Whether really you have kids, even if you have like an infant, because it's just like so calm over there. You know how like all of our beaches are so packed and dense and just so many people? That's not the case over here. We watched the sunset, y'all, and literally we did a time lapse for over an hour, and no one walked past us on the beach. It was like literally our own little slice of heaven. It was really amazing. So if you're looking for a relaxing trip with a little bit of adventure, Turks and Caicos can definitely be a good option for you. And it's just not somewhere that we think about. Like when I started doing my research, I was like, where the hell is Turks and Caicos? You know, like I thought it was across the world, but it's actually it's about the flight from the East Coast, from a major hub. It'll be less than 2 hours. So the travel time is not bad at all. It was actually, our travel time to Jamaica and Key West was longer than Turks and Caicos. So just something to keep in mind. And but back to, like I said, back to the basics with our products and stuff, guys. Like this stuff, when I tell you, like, so nourishing for your face, like so nourishing. So I don't know if you guys have any tips and tricks on how to keep your bodies clean, how to reduce chemical exposure, but if you have any ways that you do that, please share so other people can make a note of it and try to make the changes if they'd like. Do watch out with the beef towel though. They said that there are a lot of fakes going around the internet now because there's such a high demand for it, and you don't want it to be you want it to be grass-fed only. So make sure that where you're trying to find one, I recommend Base Supplies because that's where we got it from, and that's where other people on the internet had referred me to, so that's where we ordered. And it's, like I said, so nourishing. It's really unbelievable. My husband was like, wow, what is in this? And it's like, it's all natural, you know, like that's really the stuff that works best for our bodies. Our bodies naturally want to reject foreign agents, and medication will be a foreign agent, chemicals will be a foreign agent, pesticides will be a foreign agent. So we wonder why everyone's feeling so sickly. It's because a lot of the products that we're exposing ourselves to, and you know, might just be a little here and a little there and a little here, but when you add up all of that and your body trying to fight against that, then that's where you run into problems. So like I said, it's overwhelming. You just kind of have to do it one step at a time. So our step this week was to try an all-natural face cream for moisturizing, and so far so good. They say that it won't clog your pores because it is natural, and a little bit goes a long way. It's more of like a waxy consistency, so you want to start in the middle of your face and kind of just like spread it out from there. I'm still working on how much we should be putting. The reason why I got me, my husband, and my mom a jar is because it was a better deal for 3 versus 1. My husband is a over producter. He loves to over product, so I was like, I'm gonna get him his own little jar. That way I won't be mad whenever it's empty, because if we were sharing, it would have went empty way faster with him digging into it. So we're gonna have it on a female skin, a male skin, and then my mom, which will be more mature skin. So I will follow up once we get hers and see what she thinks about the product, but me and my hubby like it. But yeah, if you have any, like I said, good products, things that you enjoy, more natural substitutes, then just share it with everybody. That's really our main goal here, is to just share with everybody, so you can take the information if you'd like. If it applies to you, great. If it doesn't, then it might be something that you can share down the line with someone else in the future. So whenever you're at the grocery store next time, like I said, even if you don't do any fruits and vegetables, just do one. You know, like, it really is about very small changes like that. You don't want to overwhelm yourself and be like, I'm eating so terrible, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and I'm gonna be perfect, because all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure like that. It's about small, gradual changes that can make a big difference over time. If you make a good decision every day, then you'll have a good outcome. If you make a bad decision every day, you'll have a bad outcome. If you go back and forth, if you're 50-50, you kind of get stuck in the same position. There's no real change. So taking accountability and realizing that you're in control is the main thing. Chemicals, like I said, things that we don't even really think about, you know, like our body washes, our shampoo, our face moisturizer, our face primer, our face wash. All this stuff is full of chemicals, and it's going onto your pores and your skin, which absorbs things. So if you are having any skin problems, definitely try the beef towel. It's all natural, so you might be actually reacting to a chemical. In college, I never really liked milk. I thought I was like semi-lactose intolerant. And then at a friend's house, I drank some organic milk, and I had no reaction. So I was like, huh. So I started drinking the organic milk, and the only conclusion that I could come up with is that the additives in the milk was what I was actually reacting to, because the organic milk doesn't have the same reaction. It's all milk, you know. So what would be the difference between organic milk and non-organic milk? Additives. So there's so many ways that we don't even realize we're getting these things into our body, and it makes it difficult, you know. It's like, what is normal today? There's definitely a new normal, and we can revert and change things if we feel like it's not working for us, and go back to the old normal. I don't know if everyone's been watching RFK in Congress is fighting about the vaccines. I don't know if anyone has opinions on the vaccines, but please share if you do. When I was little, unit to get a round of vaccinations. We're sitting in the health unit, and I'm little, okay? And I was like, what are we doing here? And she said, oh, well, you're here to get a shot. And I was like, for what? I'm not sick. So my instincts as a child kicked in, like, hey, this stuff's not good for us. And come to find out, you know, it's like no one questioned this for years and years and years. And then all of a sudden, since 1986 is when more vaccines were introduced to society. And I was born in 1986. We had no autistic kids in our class. Nonverbal was not a thing. Everyone spoke. There might have been, you know, slight autism, but not to the degree that it is today. And I was born in 1986, so after my generation is where you start to see the autism happen, and happen in much, much higher prevalence. So what does that tell us? That it's something that that generation was exposed to, that ours wasn't as much, you know? Always think about that, like with dementia and Alzheimer's. It's like, what was my grandparents' generation exposed to that the prior generation wasn't? Because it has to be some type of external factor, you know? It's not, oh, you know, this just happens. It's like, that's not how science works. That's not how biology works. That's not how Mother Nature works. So we need to try to stop outsmarting Mother Nature and let her do her thing, because she is all-knowing. And it's amazing, guys, like if you would know the resilience of the body. The body, immediately whenever you cut yourself, your vitamin K is going to start working to form a blood clot to reduce bleeding, or to slow down bleeding. So like, we just need to kind of, like I said, try to step back, let things occur naturally and intervene when necessary, but not just because, you know, like there's so many things, whether you have high cholesterol, you're on the verge of you're pre-diabetic, on the verge of diabetes, like you can reverse all this with dietary changes. So what would you rather? Would you rather take a man-made pill that you don't know the long-term side effects? You'll probably have to take it forever, so that's money out of your pocket every month. And then you might get side effects, and they start treating the side effects with other medications, which doesn't make much sense to me, whenever you can maybe eliminate half your portion of rice or starch or something like that and get a totally perfect outcome. You know, it's like you can get a better outcome with nutrition than you can with the medication. So it's really not far-fetched. It's the truth, and until we can step back and realize that we've gone so far off the path of just being natural and being in tune with Mother Nature and our bodies. You only get one body, so you have to take care of it. We want to try to prevent things from happening, not treat them when they do. We want to try to prevent them with good nutrition and exercise. So if you're looking for some workout equipment, I do sell hula hoops, and we have Hoop of the Month, which will be Black Diamond this month, and it is a black beautiful tubing with a rainbow glitter inside of the tubing. It's not loose, it's like literally inside of the plastic. So if you're looking to get your body moving and to reconnect with yourself, then grab yourself a hula hoop. If you're not interested in the Black Diamond Hoop of the Month, it'll be 20% off all month. Then code Hoop Dreams, you'll save 10% off of anything in store. We love to encourage everyone to reconnect, like I said, with themselves, with their hula hoop, and really just to disconnect from all the technology. That's really the best part about hooping. It has not only physical benefits, but it has mental benefits as well. So I don't know what everyone has planned this weekend. We're gonna try to probably get in our yard, try to tame the beast, but we're supposed to get a little cool front, they said, coming through. It's been a warm summer around here, and I think that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. I will be here next week, and we can touch base on a few other things. We'll try to kind of hone in and make all of the information that we learned in nutrition applicable in the grocery store. Maybe I can even do something like, you know, throughout the grocery store, for instance, like they say to go on the outside edge. Like everything in the middle is more of the processed stuff, where the outside edge, the outside walls of the grocery store will be the better stuff. So, you know, just like small tips like that can make a big difference and just make you think about it whenever you are in the store and try to make better decisions. But and then, like I said, definitely go check out our Turks and Caicos video. It was really an awesome place. It's definitely something to put on your bucket list, and the travel time is not long at all. You could literally travel with a kid, or alone, or with your family, depending on where you're at in the US. If you're on the East Coast, it is pretty easy to get to from there. The travel time's less than 2 hours from Charlotte, North Carolina. So definitely look into it. Check out our video. Airbnbs have a better option for pricing. The hotels are very expensive, so just keep that in mind. There are better options on Airbnb, and we booked through TC Villas. You can go to tcvillas.com. The condo that we stayed in was called Water's Edge. Had a private pool, 2-story. It was 1 bedroom, with like a loft type bedroom. I do have a whole tour on the condo on our Turks and Caicos video, so if you're interested, go check that out. And I hope everyone has a great weekend.